I think we need to get to our pick'ems right now, which for those that don't know, this is going to be the last week, obviously, of the regular season. I have it written down. It's coming down to this week. Between us three up here. Scott and I are tied, and Jack is behind us one. Colin's down a little bit. He's got 37 right throughout the season. We're in the 40s, so 43, 44 is where we sit right now. But our picks, you'll see where things can kind of shake out. So we will determine a winner by the end of this week. But let's start first with the game of the week, obviously, Iowa versus Nebraska. Who do you got?
I've got the Hawkeyes because running games travel, and there could be bad weather, whatever. And Nebraska's run defense is not very good. I mean, it allows 4.8 yards per carry, almost 170 yards per game, and that's pretty much how Penn State brutalized them. So I think Iowa can do the same thing.
Yeah, Iowa. I picked them because they have the more experienced quarterback. I know it is in Lincoln, but that's a place Iowa knows how to win. And if you pick Iowa in this game over Nebraska for the last decade, you're making out like a bandit. So I think, plus Iowa just played 3 bad quarters and 1 great quarter. Nebraska played 4 very bad quarters against Penn State. So if you want to use that as your tiebreaker too.
Colin is also on the good guys, and I don't need to explain why. Iowa State and Oklahoma State, we all went with the Cyclones this week. Why did you go with the Cyclones, Scott?
Oklahoma State hasn't won a game yet in the
Big
12.
It's pretty self-explanatory, but yes.
I think the Cyclones they all those injuries really hurt them, but I think that they are still a pretty good team, and I think they go out strong.
Yeah, I'd probably pick Iowa State in a lot of Big 12 matchup. It just so happens that Oklahoma State has been terrible this year, but Iowa State, give them a lot of credit for bouncing back after their 4-game losing streak. Now they're playing really good football, arguably their best football they've played all year.
Yeah, we are across the board. Moving on to Ohio State and Michigan, another matchup in the Big Ten. Scott, who did you pick?
The Ohio State University. I mean, they're so much better off right now at offensive coordinator with Brian Hartline than Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly devised the worst game plan I've ever seen in a Big Ten game last year. Well, Michigan had the 2 best defensive tackles in the country, so what are you going to – but you have the best wideouts, and they don't have their best cornerbacks, so what are you going to do? Let's run the ball up the middle the whole game and give them faith. No, I think that Ohio State rolls Michigan this time and earn their gold pants.
And Chip Kelly is looking for another job as of now. I agree. Ohio State's got the best players on the field, and I don't remember, I haven't checked the last time, but Julian Sayin, I thought, was the odds-on favorite to win the Heisman, and nationally for an odds-on favorite to win the Heisman, he doesn't really get talked about a lot. But man, this Ohio State team, in terms of pure talent, I don't know about resume, but in terms of pure talent, I don't think there's a better team in the country.
No.
Ryan Day has only beat Michigan once, but I did go Ohio State. Colin did go Michigan. We've got 2 more to get through. These are the deciders for us this week. Texas A&M versus Texas. Scott, you have A&M.
Well, this was a coin flip in a lot of ways because A&M is 11-0, and they're playing at their hated rival in Austin, and they haven't beaten them for a long time. I think they close it out. Texas has been kind of inconsistent. They don't really have a lot of quality wins other than Vanderbilt. So I think this is Texas A&M's crowning moment of the season when it all falls apart after this.
I, too, went A&M, so I'm a traitor to my family at the Thanksgiving table this week. But, Jack, you went with Texas. Why?
Yeah, I'm going hook 'em because eventually at least I've been saying A&M's got to slip up at one point. And I think this is their chance to do it because Hook'em is playing for a spot in the playoff, and A&M, obviously they want to win this game. It's a heated rivalry, but Texas is playing for everything. And I think Arch Manning has improved. And you're right, Texas has shown inconsistencies, but at their best, they're really good. And I think they can compete with anyone in the SEC.
All right, our last one, Vanderbilt, Tennessee. Scott, you went with the Vols.
Vols are at home. And I love Diego Pavia. He's one of the most interesting players we've seen in a long, long time. And Vanderbilt's a great story. But going on the road at Neyland Stadium, that's a tough place to go. I think I could see it being a shootout. I'm going to go Vols.
And Jack and I, we went Vanderbilt.
Same deal as Texas. I just kind of had a gut feeling that Vanderbilt knows they win this game. They're guaranteed in the playoff. Maybe guaranteed is a bit of a strong word, but I think that's why they're going to win. They're going to play very motivated, and Pavia is a great story. So is Aguilar, too, with Tennessee.